My name is Ekta Kalan, and my brand's name is Ekta, which is my first name. I also chose to use my first name for my clothing label because Ekta means unity in Sanskrit, which is something that really resonates with me in terms of fashion is about bringing people together, how we take mixes of cultures and influences, global influences, local influences, to bring together a brand new story which everyone and anyone can relate to. So, yeah. So I grew up in Pretoria. Pretoria is my hometown. I'm actually born in Luitricart, in a little town in Limpopo, but I grew up in Pretoria and studied my first undergraduate degree at University of Cape Town. So I was in Cape Town for 5 years, and I worked in between in Johannesburg, so in between Johannesburg and Pretoria. Okay, so I studied fashion in 2008 and graduated in 2010. I studied at NISOF in Johannesburg. Yeah. Okay, so my career is a bit of a journey. Prior to studying at NISOF, I had a business degree in finance. So I worked a little bit in consulting, and that was my childhood passion was always fashion and design, and that's when I actually had left my job and studied at NISOF. After graduating at NISOF, I found it a bit tough just to start up my own business. So what I did was I went back to my previous company that I worked for, which was Deloitte Consulting, and I worked there for about 2.5 years just to gain some experience, build some capital, and also get a lot of confidence in building my own business, which I actually thank them for. I learned a lot of strategy as well as leadership skills. We worked in teams from all the way from the director to your analyst, from most senior to most junior, in a very fluid, open structure. And from being the most junior person to the most senior person, we would deal with CEOs of listed companies, of banks, and I was mainly in banking, but it also gave me the confidence to handle very difficult tasks, interviewing executives, presenting to executives, and also learning a lot of problem-solving skills for big businesses, which those skills I took with me when the day I knew I was going to start my own business. So the behind the scenes started around March 2015 to the point where we actually opened up for business was September 2016. So there was a little bit of timing and preparation until the first collection and brand launch officially that happened in September 2016. I think you're always going to be learning along the way. There's no book, there's no teacher that will able to tell you how to do things perfectly without making any mistakes. But those mistakes are your lessons, and they're your blessings too. I think the greatest thing is to say, just go ahead, start, do it, and if it doesn't work out, you learn from it and you improve and you just get better. one of the brand's biggest milestone is we're showing at SA Fashion Week in March this year. And I think that's a great opportunity for the brand to present itself to the media and the local public. Another milestone actually is internationally is Ekta got recognized as a black sheep status by the UK platform Not Just a Label. So Not Just a Label recognizes emerging designers globally, and it was awesome to have a black sheep status. Yeah. I think what I've learned in terms of preparing for Fashion Week and this business is there's a lot of advanced preparation that needs to be done. Working quite a few months in ahead, 4 seasons, so there's that ability to always foresee for next year, 2 years' time, how your design and how your brand will sustain itself with the changing fashion looking forward into the future. And I think the second thing would be maybe just trusting your gut and believing in yourself when designing, because it's very easy to get nervous about whether or not your design will do well or not in the future. I think my advice to small designers or just a new designer is just keep doing what you're doing and just absorb as much feedback as you can. So if you've designed a collection and you believe that it's ready to showcase at SA Fashion Week, or you would like someone to view it, just keep presenting your collection wherever you can and get as much feedback as possible. You'll get a lot of if you're not successful the first time, just make sure you get the feedback that the second time you will be successful, and just keep listening and you'll get there eventually. I think I've seen the support in local consumers improve quite significantly over the last few years. I think we as designers are also producing better quality product, which is then giving confidence in the local consumer. And I think if we continue to produce quality products, unique products that are authentically South African and authentically ourselves, the consumer will see that and buy into it. So I have seen an improvement, and I do think it will improve further. Yeah. So I think what I would like to see improve and change over the next 5 years is bigger growth in local fashion brands, where local fashion brands are seen equal to how international brands are seen in the consumer's eye. And it should be less about trying to support local and more towards I love local. And local is great, and local's great quality and great design. And that's what I'd like to see going forward in the next few years, where we love local brands and not we just trying to support local brands. Yeah. So I think the change I'd like to see is that we really need to invest, which investment is being done in Africa and in South Africa, but I think really develop it from start, from textile to manufacturing to final product, and furthering those skills development where we're confident and we more proud about our local production and brands, where we stand as one of a big global players, whereas Africa becomes one big global player in this industry. Well, I see Ekta, the brand, in 5 years as a strong brand. So I hope to develop the brand over the next few years where it becomes a brand which someone immediately can understand the brand in terms of lifestyle and experience, and something they can identify with. I'd also hope to grow the brand, so open a few stores throughout South Africa, and as well as internationally. Hope to expand internationally as well. Okay. Yeah. So I think the plans for this year for the brand is to see the brand in maybe a few stores throughout South Africa. So we're looking to expand and find a few stockists, and not just in Johannesburg, but in other cities in South Africa. And yeah, just to grow the brand. So, yeah. So right now we're an online store where we ship courier throughout South Africa, as well as ship internationally. And I also stock another store in Parkhurst called Ant's Boutique. Yes.
And your social media?
And my social media is at Ekta_official. That's my Instagram handle. That's my Twitter handle too. And you can find us on Facebook as well at Ekta Clothing. So clothing, yes.